good day to you all. Happy September, happy Labor Day weekend, happy almost the end of summer because, hey, black folks, summer is not over August 31st.
It's not.
And,
It's not.
We are here to talk about all the happenings that we can and the time that we have about wrestling. And it's time to do it like nobody else in the world. So that means, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the first Black Champ podcast. And I'm Camp from the Port.
And I am J.R. Bang. Make sure you rate, like, subscribe, download wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. Shouts out to Barber's Chair Digital. Mm-hmm. Also, go ahead and get that merch. You see you got the yellow joint with the logo open there, right there that Camp got on right now. Make sure you go ahead and get that merch. Click the link in the bio in the Instagram, pc.pod. Go ahead and get that merch. Join the group. Like us on Facebook. I'm going to create a Twitter today because I don't want to be on my Twitter arguing about niggas, about wrestling. So we're going to do it on FBC's pod. So we're going to make that happen. So when that happens, make sure us all of that stuff. Today is probably the biggest night in wrestling in quite time because of one person. So it's more anticipating more than just like matches and shit. This ain't a WrestleMania. This ain't a SummerSlam, at least for a WWE type of pay-per-view. But it is a fight for a organization. I would say their real coming out party, but we gonna talk about that in a minute. I wanted to start off the show like if it's two things that me and Camp love, it's wrestling and it's music. All right, and we can sometimes combine the two, and this is a perfect situation to combine the two. So Drake, Kanye release albums week after week. Donda, Certified Fire Boy, was released. The biggest news of the weekend, however, which I would say kind of overshadowed Drake, because when I peruse my timeline, I don't see nobody talking about CLB no more. Not for any other reason, but on OVO Radio, Drake decided to leak the Kanye West and Andre 3000 song. Oh man, that was probably the best song off of Donda at the very least. You can say it was probably the best song of the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, and you know what? Because I listened to that 4 times in a row. The only song that got my attention like that from the actual Donda album is the joint with Fabio Off the Grid. I think Fabio is the best moment on the album for me. Oh man, see, I got Hurricane and I hate The Weeknd. Like okay, you know how it's two artists I just can't get jiggy with. It's Kid Cudi and The Weeknd. And I still find myself, but I heard the 80 Degrees shit before it was The Weeknd, so I think that's why I still like the song. I still be randomly around the house like 80 degrees, but that's needed. And this joint with Roddy Ricch too. I fuck with Roddy Ricch. That's probably why. But I like the joint with Roddy Ricch. But that had your attention, huh? Yeah. I see why Kanye didn't put it out though, because you can't do Jesus is King and then do Down to the Way It Is and then have that song on there. Like you can't. You can't, because the way he was talking like the other reason people say he got his jaw broken, then the car accident happened.
Oh yeah. The biology bar
broke in the car accident. You know?
Like it. I guess it happened at the biology fight. That people say that's how his jaw got broke.
Yeah, right. And I know Chicago, like natives, Cook County natives. I can't say that. I was born in Stevenson County. I get it. But how do you get into a car accident and break just your jaw is a question that we have to ask. You have to ask that question. And
we come right out with the the Chicago controversies, myths, legends, and shit. Probably it happened that way.
Right? Yeah. You know, and I don't know. I wouldn't dare. You know what I'm saying?
I want that either.
But yeah, no. The Donda joint, hard. No, I'm sorry, Life of the Party.
Yeah, Life of the Party.
It's hard. It's super dope. Yeah, Kanye should have tried to do something to keep that. He should.
I mean,
off. If he did like a beat break or a part 2 and did his verse.
I mean,
and then kept 3 stacks in the first like 16 that he spit on it.
He could have did the Jay-Z Dear Summer shit.
Yeah.
Now I do got a question. Did you see the release that Andre 3000 sent out yesterday?
Yes, I did. I read that.
Okay, so that's probably the reason why shit didn't get on. It's like, yo, I thought we was rapping about moms and shit. And here you go, dissing Drake and making.
Right. Hey, Andre 3000 has always struck me as a real lyric listener, and he listened to the whole verse. He was like, well, you did. Like we was on the same page till about bar 20.
Right.
And like you did some other.
Yeah.
Shit. Like,
first of all, I think this song is the best song that's released in the last 2 weeks. I always try to pause the Andre 3000 love. Because as I said on Twitter the other day, Andre 3000 can breathe and a nigga be like, yo, it's the best of the year. Like this nigga could literally get on the verse and be like, niggas be like, oh man, did you hear that nigga breathing?
What shit he did on this verse.
I mean,
he actually did the shit.
But
This nigga's the
This nigga's the
GOAT.
GOAT, but I listened to the verse. I listened to it a couple of times. Each time I had to listen to a different link.
Okay.
Because Universal was like, yo.
I'll be fucking all of that.
Stop that shit.
So wait, real quick.
Yeah.
So, do you think Drake heard Life of the Party and then wrote 7 a.m. on Bridal Path or whatever it is?
No.
Before it?
No. I honestly think that Drake wasn't going to say anything until the extra shit happened. Because that song is older. Like apparently when they did the first listening session in Vegas weeks ago, that was a song that was played.
Okay.
But if you listen to 7 a.m., he talks about recent shit. I think what happened is when the address got leaked, and then the text message where he added Pusha T. I think Drake just was like, you know what? Y'all keep talking, so I'm going to talk again.
Word, yeah.
Right.
I think Hey, we just okay.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Let's get these shits off. But I also think that Andre 3000 was like, I think Andre 3000 got sent the beat, got told the premise, got it back, and yay on some Gemini shit, some shit that some Geminis do, was like, I'm gonna switch this up. I'm rapping. I'm gonna go left. And then 3K heard it and was like, nah, I'm straight, because y'all niggas tripping. Right? I gave you a deep introspective verse about your mama talking to my mama, and you dissing that nigga. Like that's what actually makes me mad about the song. It's a love-hate relationship about the song. Because I love the song, but as you said, bar 20, it goes left. And if you listen to Andre 3000's verse, and if you ever lost somebody, if you lost somebody close to you, that's like, shit, I wonder what this nigga going through. Like you lost your grandmother, my grandfather, and my grandmother. And it really, like, I was listening to it, I was like, damn, have you ever had this moment where when one side of the family meets the other side of the family, no matter how few or far between, no matter how much you know about any of them, but all it got to do is be one member, and like the nigga meet your cousin, and it's like Voltron. Yeah, because I still remember when I first saw my grandmother with my great grandmother, and it was like Voltron. It was like, these motherfuckers up in the same building? Shit. had this happen. So listen to the songs like, yo, what if my grandfather went to heaven and my grandmother popped up and was like, damn, Nikki, what's going on? Oh, right. Shit. Hey, go, yo, old lady right here. Shit, we were just talking. What's going on? Right. So I bring the song up, though, is, of course, we're a wrestling podcast. So I want, and right now, Drake and Kanye West, I would consider a Cold War. Because and the reason why I would consider the Cold War, too, is because I don't think no member of any crew has swung on another member of the crew.
Yeah.
Fuck the two main people. I don't think like somebody from OVO just randomly saw a nigga from Good Music or a GD and fought.
Yeah. Some shit just wouldn't be wise. Some stuff just wouldn't be wise.
Right, and I think it was I forgot what song it was. But when Drake was like, you know, when he said the word folk, I was like, oh yeah. I sent that in the text, bro. I was like, oh yeah, he talking about he's making fun of his GD stature now. I don't think Drake want to do that and come to Chicago.
Right, because whether or not people believe Kanye really under the 6, you don't want to run into some Chicago niggas that want to prove that he under the 6.
Right, you know.
Like we keep telling y'all that there's no real OGs in Chicago anymore, and you need to let these young boys calm down and grow up. The last thing you want them to do is be like, no, yay music folks, we in. I was wait.
And this is even a different situation because the few OGs we got rock with him.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Like
Google who John Monopoly really
right. Like it's like nigga GLC is right there. Like
yeah, right, yeah. And he was on the BET shit for the
like he's a GD. Like so all I'm saying is like this could be the thing that just reunite everybody. Like you know we like y'all OGs. Hey, we like y'all young niggas. Let's go fuck Drake up. But
even though Hoover Jr. comment trying to say like, no, this ain't what it is. It can be that though, y'all.
Oh yeah, it can be.
Go to Chicago.
Yeah, like
you gotta go to Chicago. It's market. You gotta go.
Don't make us make a nice chapter of GDs in Toronto. I say that to say this. What is the wrestling version of Kanye versus Drake? Like, if you could think of the wrestling version in any storyline that's ever been made, like, what is the wrestling version of Aubrey versus Ye?
I mean, depending on how we are looking at Kim Kardashian in this, you could say it's Mark Merrill versus Triple H. With Sable in the balance, you could say it's the $1 Million Man versus Dusty Rhodes.
Yeah.
You could say it's the Mega Powers. Explode. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because like, it depends on how much you think this is over Kim or not. But yeah,
I do think this is over Nikes and women.
Okay.
I think this is nigga shit. Nikes and women. Situation. Yeah.
Okay. Nikes and women. It could be a Brett and Sean thing. He's trying to say that, like, everybody was trying to say that the other person was hitting Sonny, but Bret Hart was married. So it's like, hey, yo, fuck is you talking about? You know, so it could be that. It could be it could be the mixed tag Miz and Maurice versus John Cena and Nikki Bella. You know, the point I'm making is it's got to be somebody else involved. It's got to be like another woman involved, and another guy. Like somebody's got to be Pusha T.
Okay.
You know? Like
somebody.
Like faction collapsing, like DX collapsing. It could be that.
See, the first feud that came to mind was Lex Luger and Sting.
Okay.
Because these niggas was cool. They were idols. Like they wasn't rivals. Motherfuckers was fucking with each other. Niggas all cool and shit. Right. And I don't know who's Drake or Kanye, but somebody clipped somebody in the knee. So So I'm gonna say Kanye is Lex Luger here, and he clipped Sting, which is Drake. Drake went down to the ring to go against Ravishing Rick Rude for the United States Championship. Ravishing Rude kicked him in the knee. He wins because Drake apparently gave Pusha T the information that Drake had a baby on the way. Yeah. Drake confided in his mans. Mm-hmm. So Lex Luger come down to the ring. He clips Sting, hurts his knee. Sting go to the hospital. He say, "Oh no, I don't get this," and he goes down to the ring to go up against Ravishing Rick Rude, which is Pusha T in this case, and Pusha T comes through with the baby shit. Wow. And he wins the States Championship. So that was the first. Now, when you said the mega, like, oh, okay. Because if it's a woman involved, it's like if Kim Kardashian is involved in this shit, then, it would be Miss Elizabeth. And Miss Elizabeth didn't really align with, like, nobody. She divorced the Macho Man, so to speak, storyline wise. They stopped fucking with each other. But she didn't go over there with Hulk Hogan. She just played the middle. But she did show up from time to time. You know what I'm saying? Against the nigga, like in the motherfucker corner or some shit. Like with, what was that? Dusty Rhodes and Sapphire versus Macho Man and Sherry or Queen Sherry. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Lex Luger though. I'm gonna go with Lex Luger and Sting, because Rick Rude, I got the win for the United States Championship because of Lex Luger bullshit. So Kanye West is Lex Luger, Drake is Sting. You might even can say Drake is like the Sting of, because here's another thing too about this too. Drake could be considered the Sting of wrestling. Sting didn't really do no drastic shit until 1997.
Okay. And
I saw people on Twitter talking about how Drake has not taken any chance. Sting ain't really take no chances and shit until, it was like, shit, I ain't got no choice now. Mm-hmm. I don't think Drake is at the I ain't got no choice now thing, but to take chances shit, I don't know if he have it. I don't know.
Well, when we're talking about take chances, what are we speaking on?
I don't know. I think motherfuckers think like I have said that rappers get introspective. Drake has gotten intro to the point where, he's talked about, the women that he's messed with, the kids and that thing. I don't know no chance Drake can take. Like, I don't know what go get a beat from the Alchemist. I don't know what chance. I really don't know what chance that Drake could take at this point. Mm-hmm. But
yeah, I mean, look, I think people are underestimating what taking chances means in music when you've been the number one guy since 2011.
That's why I said I don't know. I don't know what chance you could take.
Yeah. Like, hell, he made Marvin's Room and y'all bought that shit. That, to me, that's a risk. And that was album 2, so.
Yeah.
I'm lost. I'm
like,
lost.
Once you talk about wife and strippers and rap, like, that's a chance you taking.
And in real life, like
like in real life,
the stripper, boom. He is the reason why people want to make it seem like it's just the cash that people are getting in Atlanta. And I'm not gonna say that that's not part of it, but us knowing who strippers' names were, and actually following him and desiring him, that's Drake. Drake did that. Like, that's his fault.
This nigga was going into random strip clubs and just was like, "Oh man, she's beautiful.
Yeah, I'm gonna put her in the bar."
Yeah, like, just send her to my room. I love her. So yeah, I want to jump that off with the shit. I want to jump that off with, because that shit seems like wrestling and all of that shit too. Well, let's go ahead and talk about what happened on Friday.
Word.
Friday. I want to start with that Friday Night SmackDown. Probably one of the better episodes of Friday Night SmackDown. Also, this episode, it's not like SmackDown misses, because we talked about this on the show. People say the WWE's like, people will say the WWE sucks, this and that and the third. Like, nah, it's Raw. It's not the WWE. SmackDown's doing okay. NXT at its worst do better than Raw. And then you got Raw. But we're going to get into Raw a little bit later. But Finn Balor versus Roman Reigns that night. It was a couple of Bianca Belair, who was looking very fine.
No surprise there.
Yeah, that was it was no surprise. I think this was the I got money night. You know when a fine chick get money, and and tonight she going out looking like money. Like I don't think it was nobody that watched her walk out, and then the camera pan up, and you was like, oh shit, she ain't wrestling tonight. Hey, wow, okay, smack that ass, tap. All right, cool. Right. That and Becky Lynch, that joint right there. It's a pretty dope episode. But let's just go straight to the main event. On the Finn versus Roman Reigns. Of course, Roman Reigns wins. We already know that was gonna happen, especially on Smack. The man ain't losing the belt on SmackDown, ladies and gentlemen. But it was something interesting that happened after the. No, of course, Roman Reigns, give me my belt, pose, throw the belt down, get out the ring, gets right at the little entrance joint, like right at the, like about 12 feet away from the ring, and then a heartbeat pumps. And the lights in the arena turn red for like just a second. And Roman Reigns looks around like, what the fuck? And then his music comes back on. Camp from the port. Bray Wyatt might have left, but it looks like the demon is returning.
Huh. Okay.
Looks like the demon is returning. Because the heartbeat that we sound very similar to the heartbeat that is played right before the music of Finn Balor comes on and the demon appears.
Okay, I'm not at that.
So, what are your thoughts about the demon character possibly returning to the WWE to face Roman Reigns? And two, damn, Bray Wyatt leave, the demon come back, Alexa Bliss keeps the damn shit going on. Like, the fuck's going on here, man?
Like, I mean, hey, creative got something for it, I guess.
I feel you. There you go. Creative's got something for you.
I do like the aspect of the demon returning.
Okay.
I think that this is like a main roster thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know we were doing the Balor's for everyone, and then he went back to NXT, and we haven't really seen it. And I think now also that with some help to the Fiend as well, but I think with the Demon, and I hope. Let me say I hope. I don't think. I hope that this is a sign that wrestling is getting back to being like wrestling. Sports entertainment is being back to sports entertainment. That means it's not for the masses. It's not for the 100% of the world. It's for the 20% that understand it.
Right.
And I hope that this means it's a sign of, hey, we're going to let characters be characters, and we're going to do things that make sense in the world of wrestling. And what makes sense to us, wrestling fans, is Finn Balor turning into the demon when he can't whoop somebody when he's human. Like, that's what makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Now, my worry, even though you didn't ask this, is that Roman Reigns defeats the demon.
That was the next question. That was the next question. Because we ain't seen the Fiend since the Fiend lost.
Right.
I forgot who he lost to.
Yeah.
It's been that long. I think it was Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
So it's been a while.
Wasn't it? Yeah, that was December.
It's somebody. It's been that long.
Yeah, because he lost again at the fucking Randy Orton.
The Fiend? Like, not the Fiend. I'm talking about the Demon. The Demon, it was like the Demon versus the Fiend in a match.
Oh, yeah.
It was some shit like that.
Yes, it was. You're right. Yes.
But the fact of the matter is, it's been so long since we seen this motherfucker. He lost the last time we saw him. Then Finn was like, motherfucker ain't coming back. Now the motherfucker coming back. He can't lose. Like, he can't lose, fam.
Yeah. Yeah. So that makes this interesting, because to me, that if that happens, that means that Brock just got an appearance fee, and that's it.
Right, yeah.
Like, I just got my appearance fee, and I ain't even doing shit. So I'm back.
Cause see, here's my thing, right? Because another part of this is Brock Lesnar, and I'll get to that part in a second, because that shit was funny than a motherfucker. But anyway, Finn Balor has to take a break.
Okay.
And I've always said that I thought in the WWE world, in the WWE universe, Finn Balor should be like, what's my man, Christian Bale.
Okay.
He should be that nigga where, I forgot the name of the movie. That fucking quick. When he was killing motherfuckers and shit.
I don't know. I was about to say Born Identity. I ain't it.
Nah.
That's the boy Matt Damon.
Damn, what the fuck is the name of that American Psycho or some shit? American Psycho or some shit. But anyway, like, I always thought that he should be that character. Yeah, American Psycho. He should be that. Whereas when you see him, you just think of him as a narcissist, but he be business dude, suit and tie, all of that shit. But then when it comes time to fight, he fuck you up. I always saw Finn Balor demon is that,
like Patrick Bateman.
basically like Patrick Bateman. So with this, all I'm thinking is him take a break. He comes back. Yeah, sweet. But Demon comes out, when it's time to come out, fuck people up. So I don't want the WWE to bring Finn out to Royal Rumble or some shit. Bring him out to Royal Rumble. We don't need to see it, because we might not be on the road to WrestleMania, but ladies and gentlemen, we about to start the road to WrestleMania in like 2 months.
Okay.
So we ain't got to see this motherfucker. I say that to say this. I don't want them motherfuckers to bring him back soon just to lose against Roman Reigns. But Roman Reigns also got to deal with Brock Lesnar, because earlier in the show, Kayla Braxton rolled up on Paul Heyman. They were talking. Paul Heyman phone rings, and it's the Bring the Pain theme song as the ringtone. Okay. He's like, oh shit. It rings again. He picks up the phone. Of course, the vocal, and you don't hear Brock's vocals, but it's Brock Lesnar. And it's Brock Lesnar basically delivering a message personally to Paul Heyman. He finally talks to Roman Reigns. He tells Roman Reigns, like, look, hey, I got a message from Brock. Brock say he's gonna be at Madison Square Garden next week, because SmackDown is gonna be at MSG. So you already know this SmackDown next week is the one to watch. Yeah. They don't bullshit when they come to New York. Right. They don't bullshit in Madison Square Garden. And it ain't for play. This is class champions type shit. Word. So Brock Lesnar is coming through to face off against Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns look at him, was like, yo, so he called you? Okay.
Right.
And Paul Heyman was like, said some shit about Saskatchewan, and he was like, so how you know he in Saskatchewan? He's like, oh, he could be in Minnesota. How would you know if he's in Minnesota or not? All right. So that shit is going to be interesting as well, because Extreme Rules is not one of the main four. If you were to go outside the main four, it's probably like 5th or 6th, because you got Money in the Bank, which is now turning into a top pay-per-view. They're going to have that bitch in Vegas in the Legion Stadium. So they're going to put Money in the Bank in a big arena.
Yeah.
So they're now making top. They're now making 5 instead of just the Royal Rumble, Survivor Series, SummerSlam, WrestleMania. So Extreme Rules is probably after that. Do you put Roman Reigns versus the Demon? Do you have Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar with a twist?
I think so for the pay-per-view being called Extreme Rules, I think you don't lose with either one, because I think, to your point, you got to get people excited about Extreme Rules. Like, when's the last time, especially in this please everyone era, have we seen a match with real Extreme Rules?
Extreme Rules?
Like, I mean, I'm talking about like.
No, that's what
I'm like bleed like.
Like, no, I'm just saying that's the only pay-per-view that you really see this shit in. Oh, but tables, ladders, and chairs, TLC.
But even then, like, and I'm not.
Okay, you're talking about aggressive match. I have not seen that since. You know what? Since Sheamus run before the year was out.
Okay. And so they're few and far between.
Very much so.
And my thing is like, okay, we don't need to have people bleeding and sit on fire or anything, even though Kanye West is doing that now. But we do gotta have something where it's like, oh shit, he got like slammed through like plexiglass, like, but plexiglass like really break. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's got to like.
It ain't got to be John Moxley, but it can be John Moxley like.
Yeah. Okay. It doesn't have to be like break out the thumbtacks, but when's the last somebody at least got hit with the flat end of the sledgehammer? Like,
okay, that's Roman Reigns, Braun Strowman when he hit him with the truck.
Yes, now and that's been
that's been a while.
That's been 4 years now.
Yeah, that's been a while. It's been a while.
So we need to bring just at least that. Like, let's bring back mid extreme.
So I'm gonna get to that when we talk about NXT next.
Okay.
I'll talk about that when we get there. Next, but yeah, I think you're right. I would rather see Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns at Extreme Rules. I think the Demon is too special, but also it shows to me that they're about to put Finn Balor back in the top of the card. And it goes back to what I said, man. You watch Finn Balor versus Roman Reigns, which was a dope ass match, and Finn Balor is fucking 5'8", 190. He don't wrestle like he 5'8", 190. Yeah. He don't. He could do all them flips and all that shit that y'all motherfuckers love. But I think he's a true sports entertainer. And to your point, to segue, I'm gonna save a tag team match that we petitioned for quite some time. That's going to happen. Street Profits versus the Usos. I'm gonna segue that for later in the show because it's just getting started. Ain't gotta go deep, but to go to NXT, they put a date on the new NXT. It's gonna be September 14th. NXT in live color, all that shit. I wish I had the paint out because we painting this shit. I wish I had the paintbrush, but they tease. If you look at the announcement, right? They even kind of like tease within the announcement a new look to the wrestling center. It looks like it's gonna be more seats in that bitch. It looks like it looks like a mini arena in that bitch. If that's how, like, if that painting, that mosaic is how this supposed to look, this looks like all that shit people was bitching, mad, complaining and shit. I don't know about this. Triple H is losing power and all that. Vince Bruce Pritchard is about to fuck shit up. Well, a report came out that Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard addressed the NXT roster and let them know Hey man, Hunter's still in charge. We just coming for the big shit. And he just got to run it past us, which was what we was doing in the first place, ladies and gentlemen. Don't believe that. Don't believe these hoe ass internet sleuths and shit like that. This is what's going on. Triple H is still running the show. We're just doing some new shit with the marketing and everything. That's what we're probably going to get more involved in. But Triple H, Shawn Michaels, I think the Road Dogg is still down there. Them niggas are still ahead of creative. But I think wrestlers are going to change. I honestly believe that some of the wrestlers that you see down there now, the Johnny Garganos, the Tommaso Ciampas, those cats who been with the E for quite a while and been down at NXT that whole entire time, I have a feeling that after the 14th, them niggas gone. Okay. I truly believe that not only will they be gone, already saying that the WWE is not going after indie wrestling talent like that. Like they're not plucking all of the indie talents like they did beforehand. They did a training in they did a tryout in Vegas. They signed a couple of people. They did sign the Uso younger brother. I think it's like Saleh Fatu like that, but the youngest one, which I said they should have did that shit like back when they started doing the Roman Reigns shit, you know. But they did the tribal chief shit. But they signed him. The Gable Stevenson's brother. And then they just announced that they signed Gable Steveson, or they didn't announce it, but that's the big report that's coming out right now. And if you guys don't know who Gable Steveson is, he won the gold medal at the Olympics. So basically, Black Kurt Angle.
Yeah.
So they signed his brother, and they reportedly signed him. And I already know they're going to have big things for him, and he's black. So, of course, we're going to be happy about that. You know what I'm saying? And he's more Kurt Angle than he is Mark Henry because he wrestled in the Olympics. So you could think Kurt Angle or maybe even Bobby Lashley if he tones up even more. But they've signed that group. And the report is, again, that they're going towards athletes and people they can make into superstars other than the indie guys. And I don't mind that. Here's why I don't mind that before I ask my question for you for NXT. I don't mind that because a lot of wear and tear comes with these indie guys. A lot of wear and tear. And I mean the dudes that spent 10 and 15 years in the indies and finally was like, all right, I'm about to go to WWE.
Right.
Like, a lot of the indie guys come with a lot of wear and tear and shit, and then they get to the WWE, and then, you know, they come with a torn rotator cuff already. Like, they come with a lot of bullshit, but if I can go grab this dude from out west who is an athletic specimen, and he used to be a 4x4 wrestler while he was playing basketball, but he's 6'9", 250, and he's swole. I don't want him to be no game banger no more. I won't bring him to the WWE, teach him how to wrestle and shit. And then next thing you know, he's a superstar. They want to bring in those types more than they bring in a nigga who been wrestling in the indie circuit since 2005, and he gets signed, and then like the crowd start chanting, "You deserve it." You know, because he's finally going to the WWE. And they're really leaving that lane to AEW. You go get the indie niggas. We're going to go create the folks. When we create those folks, they're probably going to be bigger than your wrestlers who was at GCW 2 weeks ago. Why? Because with his fight, with an 800-pound gorilla. Also, I think they are going back to sports entertainment. We don't give a fuck about these 5-star matches, nigga.
Right. Yeah.
Are we entertaining the crowd? Right. So, my question to you with NXT, especially with one of the lines going, we want to bring it back to the old NXT. And they're reportedly talking about the NXT where it was probably at its more popular when it comes to like when they first started doing the takeovers and shit, with like NXT arrived, when they started doing that shit, and then going into like the Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens type shit, which I guess you would say from that time to like Shinsuke or Finn even.
Okay.
What are your thoughts on that? And is this something that you re-interested in NXT like you may have been during that time?
Yeah, no. And I'm glad you said it because that was really my answer. I like it. I like it because I'll be honest. I mean, even though I subscribe to every single show, so Raw, SmackDown, NXT, it'd be in my queue, but I do a lot of skimming and I do a lot of let me catch Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly, or let me see what Hit Row did today, or did Tommaso Ciampa come back? Like, I'm just like compartmentalizing because, I mean, shit. Honestly, as just a person that's just not a big indie wrestling fan like that, a lot of shit don't interest me. And for me, it's not even the aesthetics of the arena. You know, it's just that, wow, you know, these guys ain't moving the needle under the entertainment factor, which is when I watch a WWE product specifically, that's what I'm here for. Like, I never did that with WCW, for an example. And for the most part, when I can, or even when I hop onto their YouTube channel, I don't do that for AEW because they're making it clear what they're there to do. Now, WWE product, anything that's ran or funded through the McMahon family, I expect to be entertained before I even get into like the other shit. And you know, I think the roster is part of it more than the color scheme and all that shit that they about to change. But I get it. Repackage the new thing and make it feel new, and bring people that are passionate about entertaining more than they are passionate about, like you say, the 5-star match. So I think it's a plus. I think it's good. I think if we really look at all the success stories in NXT, solely NXT, we've been thoroughly entertained, whether the matches were memorable or not.
Right. And the thing about it is, I think I'm not gonna shit on the 5-star match because it's a 5-star match.
Right.
Like exactly. when Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano went at each other and tore the ring apart and got DDT'd on the wood panel, like that was a dope ass match. I agree, but I don't want to see the 5-star match in WWE. Mm-hmm. And I mean 5-star wrestling match, right, because you can say that Hulk Hogan versus Andre the Giant was a 5-star match.
Right.
They wasn't doing a whole bunch of flips and drop toe holds and false finishes and all of that shit, but it was a very entertaining match. What WWE did a great job of all of our lives is suspending belief and drawing you in. Yes. And they didn't have to do that with 15 false pins. But in the indies, when you bring that indie mode to the WWE, you fight that battle between the pomp and circumstance and the match itself.
Yeah.
And I love, like I said on the show before, one of my favorite wrestlers of all time is Lance Storm.
Yeah.
One of my favorite wrestlers of all time is Lance Storm. I will tell Lance Storm in his face, you should have won the WCW World title. But that gets over in WCW. Lance Storm gets over in that way in WCW, winning all of the titles and changing the names of the titles. The turning the U.S. title to the Canadian Championship, yeah. the Cruiserweight title to like the 100 kilos and under. The Hardcore title to the Saskatchewan, whatever it was called. That shit was lit to me in WCW. That shit ain't lit to me in WWE, right, because it's two different ways of doing things. Yeah. So Lance Storm at AEW is the shit. Yeah. Lance Storm at NXT the last couple of years is the shit. Mm-hmm. Lance Storm goes up to WWE after leaving NXT he ain't the shit.
Right.
But on the flip, some of those big ass niggas, because I'm going to apologize to somebody today, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to give a heartfelt apology to somebody today. They in NXT and they ain't shit in NXT. Then they get to the main roster and they cold in a motherfucker.
Right.
And again, somebody's getting a heartfelt apology today, and I'm blaming NXT. So yeah, I can't wait to see what this new NXT looks like. I don't give a fuck about the living color scheme and all that shit. They could keep it red and yellow. I mean, black and gold. They could keep it Vice Lord all day. They could keep it Moles all day. They could do all that shit. But I want to see entertainment. And then when you look, the first champion in NXT is Seth Rollins. Look at Seth Rollins.
Yeah, man.
And he was a indie guy that they turned into a WWE guy. All right, because I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say an indie guy. You know, he was in ROH and I think he did like something in TNA or whatever. But he was, an ROH guy. Daniel Bryan, an ROH guy. What?
Seth Rollins is literally what everybody thinks every indie wrestler can do.
Right. You can't do that.
It just absolutely can't.
And even if you look at the FCW joint, like he almost got cut because they was like, yo, you got to switch over to this shit, Jack.
Right. It's like, and again, I know all Seth Rollins has more indie viral indie viral clips than he does of like WWE clips, right? But and you can tell he's an entertaining guy. He can make a match really entertaining. But what separates the indie guys from the sports entertainers is literally the Seth Rollins transition.
Yep.
I mean, for the most part, and it's no disrespect, Daniel Bryan got lucky. Like that Yes Movement shit really wasn't supposed to pop like that. Like that shit probably should have been like
that's literally the true. That's literally the true organic.
Yeah, it is.
Which I don't mind organic. I don't mind organic at all, but you very rarely going to get organic.
Right. Because like a random 5'10" dude chanting yes before he does moves don't sound like great sports entertainment or wrestling.
Right.
But the way he chose to package it made it something.
Right.
So that, but no, like I think because so many people, like especially like indie fans and indie wrestlers, like everybody ain't gonna be Seth Rollins. Like he's a 1%er in that aspect.
Right.
It's like you're not gonna have many guys that they got the skills to have the accolades, but are they going to be able to entertain and really turn it on and turn it up like he has throughout his career?
And you know what? Like Seth Rollins has been entertaining as soon as he got to the WWE to me. Shield or no shield. Like he's been entertaining and can wrestle. And I know somebody's gonna say Daniel Bryan. Technically Daniel Bryan gets to the WWE before Seth Rollins because of Nexus. Is Nexus, then it's the Shield.
Yeah. But
Daniel Bryan, and I know somebody's gonna listen to this podcast and send me a tweet like they always do and be like you tripping. But Daniel Bryan didn't get entertaining to me as a character until he became Captain Planet.
Hey, I understand. Captain Planet's hard. Captain Planet Daniel Bryan is still the best Daniel Bryan.
He's the best. That's the best Daniel Bryan. Captain Planet Daniel Bryan was where he became entertaining. The motherfucker could wrestle his ass off. Still to this day might be the greatest wrestler, or in the conversation of greatest wrestler maybe in the last decade or so. Because the motherfucker could wrestle with a goddamn broomstick. But yes, Daniel Bryan wasn't entertaining. It was Daniel Bryan with the women wasn't really entertaining to me. Daniel Bryan with AJ, it wasn't he was not entertaining. The ladies were entertaining. He wasn't for me.
Are we counting the Bella Twins, or are we counting when he was like douchebag boyfriend to AJ? He was telling me to shut the hell up when he was.
Nah, fam, I ain't gonna lie to you. That shit was just because it was forced to me. That's the nigga that's telling you to shut the fuck up. Nah, fam. Like, no, I see what y'all doing. That ain't the nigga that's telling you to shut the fuck up, though. Didn't seem realistic to me. Okay. But it was just like, all right, I see what y'all trying to do. But nigga about to give you a dope ass match, so fuck it. He didn't get entertaining to me until that belt turned brown.
Okay. Oh wow, damn, you're talking that late. Okay.
I'm talking, fam. Captain Planet, Daniel Bryan is the first time that I looked at him outside of a wrestler.
Okay.
With a character.
I was counting 2 Captain Planets. Because remember when he was like, I'm the world's toughest vegan. You didn't like that.
Oh, that shit was funny. No, that shit was funny. But it hit his stride. When the belt turned brown and was like this belt's gonna save the world. When that shit happened, and he had my man from the Wyatt family. When that shit happened, I was like,
okay,
because I think this nigga like this for real in real life. Let's go. That shit. Even the world's toughest vegan. Nope, because I've seen tougher vegans. No. But when he changed that belt, I was like, nah. This motherfucker. Look, I'm not gonna front. I wanted him to beat Kofi.
Okay.
Because of that.
Just to see where the Captain Planet shit was.
Yeah, just to see where it was going. That match, however, was a win-win for me. All right. I'm glad the black person won. But Daniel Bryan, look, I hope Daniel Bryan is that Daniel Bryan tonight in AEW. I hope I don't want Bryan Danielson, the American Dragon, to come out tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I don't want that. That motherfucker ain't been the American Dragon for almost 20 years, whatever. How long is I don't want the American Dragon to come out. I want Bryan Danielson to come out and be like, I came here because I can beat everybody. And none of y'all can mess with me. Yeah. I really want him to talk shit like brown belt, recycled belt, him. I don't want this man to come in and be like, I'm happy to. I don't want him to come out like CM Punk. Because I don't want 2 CM Punks. Yeah. I don't want that shit. I want CM Punk came up in this motherfucker. I miss y'all. It's been 7 years.
Yeah,
love y'all. And it seemed like them niggas was in like Chicago 5 times in the last three nights. Like it just felt like these motherfuckers been here for like 2 months. But anyways, like I don't want that. I don't want. Yeah, y'all. Yeah, WWE got me sick. I was never going back. I love y'all. It's wrestlers. I'm gonna wrestle QT Marshall. I don't want that. Right. I don't want that. I want Daniel Bryan. Right. I want Daniel Bryan to come out and be like, so this is AEW, huh? It ain't shit. This is not shit. This is y'all American.
They put hot dogs in my dressing room, and I have a problem with that.
Yeah, I want him to talk. I don't want that whole yay, I'm gonna wrestle again. No. Fuck that. Be the anti-CM Punk. Y'all are terrible. I'm here because shit, I was bored over there. I'm gonna come over here and I'm gonna whoop y'all ass, and I'm gonna save the world doing it. Like I want that shit.
Okay.
But I say all that to say, like Kevin Owens came over, entertaining in the motherfucker. Yeah. Sami Zayn came over. His matches was dope, but he wasn't really an entertainer. Like Sami Zayn. I like Sami Zayn, but conspiracy theorist Sami Zayn is dope to me.
Yeah.
To the point when shit start kicking off, I say, hey, yo, I think they could give him the belt and you get best of both worlds. Like, so I'm happy to see sports entertainment come back. I just hope that they get the right people. You got Rick Steiner's son that's down there, like with names too. Rick Steiner's son down there, they look just like his daddy and his uncle, like together. Like even though they brothers, if you just mix them two together, it's him. So you got the Brock Lesnar Jr. nigga down there. You got the Uso brother down there. You got the chick they just signed that looked like Alexa Bliss basement. Like I see what they're doing, and some of their best wrestlers and their best characters are people who didn't spend 15 years in the indies. Like Alexa Bliss was like a fitness competitor, my nigga. Like Eva Marie, who's I don't want to see her wrestle, but at least her looking shocked as hell is entertaining. Like, I don't want to see her wrestle, but she could be a great manager. That's what she should be. But none of these people that they got in high positions are niggas that you've seen in the indies for 15, 20 years. Yeah. You know? But then for those people that came, is if you could if you could do what Seth Rollins and Daniel Bryan did, which was basically take what you've done, but bring that shit into the WWE. Right. That's great. Like Keith Lee, rumored, is going to come back as a monster heel. If that is true, that is what both me and you had said.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely.
We said Limitless Keith Lee is not a face character.
No, at all.
It's all
and that's only going to help him. Y'all want him to be an instant first ballot Hall of Famer. Let him get 1 year of sports entertainment being a limitless heel. Right. That's going to be the only year he needs. He can retire. Man, we gonna. I know this is early, but we going to throw you in the Hall of Fame because this was incredible.
Man, like that's what I'm saying. Because Kevin Owens came in.
Man, listen. Kevin Owens came in on Raw that day, and I Googled him the next night. I was like, oh. This motherfucker been that. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, all right. I'm really fucking with him.
Yeah. So I am at hope that sports entertainment comes back and starts at NXT. And I'm excited to see new stars go front. I'm excited to see some of these old niggas out too. See some of these niggas out that just want to do 5-star matches. Go over to AEW. It's cool because I'm gonna start watching you over there now. Let me apologize real quick before we go as we transition to Raw.
Yeah, I want
to apologize real quick, and I think it's important for me to do this as a man, as a black man, as a minority.
Okay.
I want to apologize to Damian Priest.
Okay. All right.
You know, when I first saw Damian Priest in NXT, I was like, who the fuck is Mexican Vampiro?
Yeah.
And turns out he was Puerto Rican Vampiro. Yeah. And I was shitting on Damian Priest in NXT. Just like, who the fuck is dude? Like, who the fuck is that? When he came up to the main roster, I shitted on him with the Miz shit in the beginning. They put him in the prime spot at WrestleMania. Okay, I see what it is. I see what they're trying to do.
Very nice showing. Even though Bad Bunny did.
Yes, he did. Yes.
He did his shit.
But it was a perfect combination between the two. Mm-hmm. No, shouts out to the Puerto Ricans. Puerto Rico. Oh. Shouts out to Humboldt Park and all that shit. Except for the Puerto Ricans, they look at us crazy and try to shoot us at Humboldt Park. You know, wondering if we're GDs or not.
Right.
Yeah. No. But lately, Damian Priest has been in his bag. And then when he wins the US match with Sheamus, it's like, oh. Because to me, at the time, that was his best match on the main roster.
Okay.
But Monday Night Raw, Sheamus, Drew McIntyre,
yeah, man,
Damian Priest, I did it. I saw that song. I said, you know what? Next first black champ, I got to apologize to this man. Because it wasn't like this was a triple threat match where like two niggas stole the show.
Right.
Like as we saw before, like one nigga just like take all of the bumps and shit and the other nigga just like get off on his shit. They all got off. But the fact that he looked the way he looked in that match and he kicked off the show, Kemp. He was the first nigga to come out. Get the mic and talk.
Yeah.
He's been looking like a star. Kemp, I think in 2022, he's going to hold the world title. I think Damian Priest is what Vince McMahon wants in the NXT. See, Karrion Kross, I think, is a dope character. I don't give a fuck if he got the gladiator shit on or not. I think in Vince McMahon's world, he gets over. But I think what killed him was going up against all the niggas in NXT. And I honestly think Adam Cole fucked this shit up. I think Adam Cole fucked all this shit. If it was somebody who messed up the momentum of Karrion Kross, I don't think it's Jeff Hardy, ladies and gentlemen, and the writers of Raw. I think when Adam Cole said what the fuck he said to that man on NXT, I think that shut shit up. I think that fucked it up. I continue saying that. But that's the character that Vince McMahon wants to get over on the main roster.
Right.
Big monster. Get him a mask and give him the little gladiator shits. He's a character, yeah. But Damian Priest, to me, even though he won the North American title in the land of the small motherfuckers, even though he could wrestle with them, in the land of motherfuckers, it's just But now he's in the land of the giants on the main roster. And he's giving them the matches and the character that he's giving them. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm wrong about Damian Priest. I apologize for calling that man Mexican Vampiro. I apologize for calling him Puerto Rican Vampiro. He still reminds me of Vampiro. But I apologize for calling him that as a diss.
I got you. Yeah,
right.
Hey, you know what? Shout out to Damian Priest, man.
That man right there, I think Vince, especially in the time that we are right now, where we got to get a minority some love.
Word.
I think in 2022 we push this. This motherfucker's not. It might not be to the moon, but it's to the stars.
Okay.
It's to the stars. I can't wait to see him versus Riddle. I can't wait to see him versus Bobby Lashley. I can't wait to see him versus Keith Lee. I can't wait to see him versus Seth Rollins. I can't wait to see him versus Roman Reigns. I can't wait to see him versus AJ Styles. I am now a fan of Damian Priest. So I have to apologize.
You know, and with your apology, I go back to what I was saying last week. The roster on Raw ain't the problem. They not. SmackDown's top heavy because SmackDown's performing like they top heavy.
Yeah.
Now here comes Damian Priest. Damian Priest is now the new piece after I'll say Riddle of the new guys that's come to the show, did they shit, and now we should be watching it. It's just all about maybe bad booking was a problem at one point, but it's stars all over Raw, man. They just not doing the right shit around it.
Yeah, cause you know what, like it kind of tailed off and on Raw last week, but for the most part, I fucked with it. Definitely fucked with it at the beginning of it. I also have a guarantee that I'm gonna throw out right. Okay. I would not be surprised, and I'm predicting was the person that takes the belt off of Bobby Lashley. I believe that Riddle takes the belt off of Bobby Lashley, and then and then Randy Orton turns on Riddle.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And then that's when Randy gets the belt again. I think Randy's gonna get another title reign.
Oh yeah. Hey, look. Hey, I told y'all. What was that? A week ago? Hey, that 16 championships where Ric Flair's done. That shit is over with. That shit's over with. That's gonna be like third.
Because Randy's at 14, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
14.
Yeah, he gonna tie John Cena. Yeah, he gonna tie John Cena. Before 2023, he tied John Cena.
Look, one of them hitting 20.
Yeah, I think that Bobby Lashley loses the belt to Riddle. Riddle loses the belt to Randy Orton. Now, who takes the belt off of him? I don't know. Maybe it's Damian Priest. Maybe it's Edge. Maybe it's Edge. Because what? Edge is at what? Like 10, 11?
Oh, yeah. He's easily at 11. I think, again, he might tie at 16. Because remember, hey, look, John Cena tied 16 years ago.
Yeah.
Losing at WrestleMania. He just started
losing.
He was like, "Hey, look, I ain't headlined in 5 years." In other words, he was like, "I could be the 21-time champion if I wanted to." That's what he was trying to say.
Yeah, but I think Riddle, man. I think Riddle is the person that takes the bet off of Bobby Lashley. I do, and I think like it just feels to me setting up Riddle. It just feels like not SummerSlam, but it feels like Survivor Series. They setting up for Riddle versus Randy Orton.
Okay,
I just feel like it. It just feels like it. Like Randy Orton is gonna do to Riddle like Triple H did to him. It's like, oh, are you happy for me, Randy? Bro, we did it. And then Randy Orton's gonna be like, yeah, I am. Bow. Like it just feels like that to me. So I set that up to say this, like, you know, again, I apologize to Damian Priest. I see Riddle as a future world champion. Like that whole first segment to me became all the top niggas on Raw, for the exception of AJ Styles.
Yeah.
And he even came in and was shitting on MVP. That shit was funny, motherfucker. Yeah, that shit was like what? Like, okay, so all the top guys except for AJ Styles. But then this week they're gonna have like a tag team turmoil match to see who goes against Randy Orton and Riddle for the championship and all of that shit. Randy Orton RKO's Bobby Lashley at the end of the show after spearing Riddle and all that shit. It seems like all of the people are being intertwined, and the only person who can't fight for the title right now is Drew McIntyre because of the contract shit.
Right.
So who would you like to see Bobby Lashley go up against at Extreme Rules? And who do you see defeating Bobby Lashley for the title?
Man, who I want to see only because his title reign needs it, Randy Orton. You know, I'm big, especially in our black champs, our black world champs. It's got to be more than just the milestone moments. The run got to mean something. Yeah. And, you know, he's already did what he had to do to Drew McIntyre. He's done what he had to do to Goldberg, punk ass. And now it's about, like, legitimizing the run. You legitimize your run by facing Randy Orton for the title.
Okay.
You know, I personally would love for Bobby Lashley to get a run that ends, and I don't care like in the order, but I wanted to at least get Randy, AJ, I'll even say Sheamus, and then Riddle.
Okay.
So like I know that puts him probably to the end of the year, but and maybe that might take him to the Royal Rumble, but I think those need to happen because like I just want the run to be legitimized because Bobby Lashley's damn near 50. So
he's 45, I think. Yeah.
So like even though he's in great physical condition, I can't see them squeezing in 6 world title runs before he's 50 years old. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'm looking at it like that. So it's like, look, if we only gonna get maybe a 2, maybe a 3 runs, let's make them all really mean something. So that's why I'm saying Randy Orton, because Randy Orton is still box office. Randy Orton is still the guy. Randy Orton is now the guy to give you a great match on Raw next to AJ Styles. If that's what you want, he can also get your character over however you want. So I think that's important for Bobby Lashley as we go into the fourth quarter.
Now I'm gonna before you go, I'm gonna go into my prediction a bit. Okay. Not my guarantee, but just like how my prediction that shit's gonna roll. Because I forgot what month we're in. Extreme Rules is on the 26th. Yeah. It's gonna be a nationwide arena in Columbus, Ohio. But then after that is Crown Jewel. So Saudi Mania 7 or 8, whichever the one it is. Saudi Mania is coming up, and you already know. That matter of fact, I believe it's already penciled in that Bobby Lashley is going to go up against Goldberg, and it would not shock me and surprise me if Goldberg were to go over in Saudi Arabia, but maybe Africa, you know what I'm saying? Maybe Middle East. Maybe they say, you know what, let the black guy get over.
Word, you know what I'm saying? We only here for black champs in Saudi, Seth, man. Fuck everybody else.
Yeah, fuck everybody else. So I will say that Bobby Lashley wins at Extreme Rules. He wins at Crown Jewel. Survivor Series comes up. And that's when Riddle. So here's my prediction. That's where Riddle goes up against Bobby Lashley. Riddle will be the champion at Survivor Series. No matter what, I believe is going to be a new champion at Survivor Series. Okay. So my prediction is Riddle is going to be the person that takes that. So then Riddle ends up getting turned on at TLC in Chicago in December.
Okay.
And that's when we get, Riddle versus Randy Orton for the title. Boom, boom, boom. And then they got the new pay-per-view day one on New Year's Day in Georgia. So we'll see how that goes. But that's my prediction. There will be a new champion at Survivor Series 2021, and my prediction is going to be Riddle is going to be that champion. I think it's looking more and more like Big E is going to do it on SmackDown. He's not going to do it on Raw. So, and he's not going to do it this year. So,
okay. Now. You said something interesting here, and this is the part where I do actually want real life to happen.
Okay.
If for some reason Bobby Lashley loses the title to Goldberg at Saudi Mania 7 or 8,
talk your shit.
I definitely want Riddle next in line to get that Goldberg. I definitely want it because now, yeah, hey. Goldberg really think he can whoop Riddle ass.
And Riddle think he can beat Goldberg.
Yeah, but he wrong. Like, Matthew Riddle will kick your fucking ass, William Goldberg. He will kick your fucking ass. And I want to see it. And I want you to be real life mad. This is the first match that I think that you're going to take seriously.
Oh, you going to train for this one.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, now you want to be a professional wrestler. Now you really want to be in sports entertainment. Yeah, because he got to go over. He literally can't hang long enough. He can't. and he will beat his ass at the bar too. Like either way, Matthew Riddle will kick William Goldberg's ass.
So I got a second question for you then. If this were to happen. Only just thinking about what happened at the last pay-per-view where Bobby Lashley at SummerSlam beats the shit out of Goldberg. So let's say, for instance, he gets speared. He loses. Saudi Arabia gets what they want, a Goldberg win. Right. Is it a win-win for you with Riddle going up against Goldberg next? Or Big E basically going over on William Goldberg by cashing in Saudi Arabia?
Yeah. Those are two options I'll take. If Bobby Lashley gotta drop the belt, we need Big E or Riddle on this ASAP. We need it. because look, SummerSlam already showed us this is gonna be kayfabe like a motherfucker if Logo Bro wins another match. This is kayfabe at its fucking finest. If he wins another match in the WWE. So with that being said, gotta be the cash in, or it's gotta be Riddle just being like Riddle against Father Time. We already know the outcome. That's it. Get William Goldberg the fuck out of here.
This motherfucker real passionate about this shit.
Yeah, get him the fuck out of here, man.
Get him the fuck out of here.
Let's go, Matthew. Let's go,
Matthew Riddle. Hey, man, First Black Chat, make sure you get that merch, all that shit. Make sure you follow us on Instagram. The Twitter's coming and all of that shit, too. Let's get to the big night, man. We record on Sundays. That means today, September 5th, 2021 in Hoffman Estates. I don't want to hear nobody on AEW television say that they're live in Chicago. No, motherfucker. You are live in Hoffman Estates. I even saw one of the wrestlers on Twitter say something about Hoffman Heights. And I was like, what the fuck is that? Now y'all niggas are in Hoffman Estates, all right? Yeah, that building is lovely. Right, yeah. Now that building that they're gonna be in, I forgot the name of it. It was like the Sears Arena. Then they changed the name of it and shit. That's a dope ass building. I actually went to go see a Chicago Slaughter game in that joint. Shouts out to Jared Payton. He was on the team at the time, and a couple other like one of the other niggas that went to college with my cousin and shit. But that's a nice building. That building is gonna be lit tonight because AEW All In is tonight. This is, I think, the third or fourth, the third biggest event in that arena, because they had All Out in there, they had the first All In there, and they're gonna have All In again there. So it seems like this building is lucky for AEW. It is lucky just for Cody Rhodes and the Young Bucks and all of these people, and they're gonna have, I would say, their WrestleMania. I think All In is their WrestleMania. Is gonna be Sunday night in Chicago. Let me go over the matches. Can't not give out these matches or the people that is in there, but we're gonna give some of these people out. So yeah, it's called the Now Arena. Now, so in the pre-show, they're gonna have the Best Friends, which is Orange Cassidy, Chuck Taylor, and Wheeler Yuta, and Jurassic Express, Jungle Boy, which is Luke Perry, and Luchasaurus, which is the tall nigga with the mask, versus the Hardy Family Office, because in AEW, Matt Hardy is a millionaire, like he's like poor man, dollar man, but Matt Hardy, Private Party. And the Hybrid 2, which is Angelico and Jack Evans, them the niggas in the green is always killing themselves in matches. We also gonna have the Casino Battle Royal, the Women's Casino Battle Royal. Nyla Rose, Thunder Rosa, the Bunny, Big Swole, Tay Conti, DeMonte, Penelope Ford, Red Velvet, Hikaru Shida, Emi Sakura, Jade Cargill, Kiera Hogan, Abandoned, Layla Hirsch, Kylan King, Rebel, Jamie Hayter, Anna Jay, Rio, and Sky Blue, and one more person, and it's reportedly, allegedly, should be Ruby Soho, formerly Ruby Riott of the WWE. So we'll see how that goes. In another match, go ahead.
Real quick. We need live tweeting from Jonathan Hood from the moment he sees Big Swole in this match to the moment she's eliminated. We need
and I already know Hood probably is going to be in the building. So you might as well put that in the text. Like, you might as well live tweet as soon as she comes out.
Yep. Either live tweet, go live, do a video, and upload that shit. Because I need to see the look on your face every time you see she does something significant in this match.
Man, y'all got to check the archives of Jonathan Hood and Big Swole. His thoughts on that. Another match, Jon Moxley, who just won the GCW Heavyweight Championship. He surprised Matt Cardona and defeated him. And then Nick Cage came out. So another death match is on the way between those two. Yeah. But in AEW, he's in the mid card right now. He's going against Satoshi Kojima. I guess apparently he sent the contract to New Japan, was like, yo, any one of y'all Asians want to sign it, let's wrestle. I guess that's his thing. Paul White versus QT Marshall. He said it on the show. It's Marshall. I don't get it, but whatever. But Paul White is going to be wrestling in the AEW ring. Chris Jericho versus MJF. If Chris Jericho loses, he must retire.
Nice. I like it.
And hopefully MJF win. And for the
hopefully.
Nah, ain't no hopefully right there, nigga. Just win. When?
We seen that last line salt. Ain't no.
Hey man, AEW TNT Championship, Miro versus Eddie Kingston.
Yo, I ain't gonna front. I want to see that.
Yeah,
I really want to see that. That's no disrespect to this whole previous card because I love MJF, but I want to see that.
yeah.
Miro, Eddie Kingston, I want to see that.
Miro versus Eddie Kingston seems like that's going to be like Walter versus Dragunov.
See, yeah, and I'm here for that.
Yeah, that just feels like there's going to be Walter versus Dragunov. And shouts out to the podcast show. I see they jumped on the Twitch. Thanos from the Shot was good. So shouts out to y'all for checking in on the Twitch as we record the podcast live. Young Bucks versus the Lucha Brothers in a steel cage. I want to see this one too.
Yeah.
And hopefully the Lucha Brothers go over.
Man, please.
Yeah, please. Dr. Britt Baker versus Chris Statlander. The match of the night. No matter what, this is the match of the night, ladies and gentlemen. CM Punk versus Darby Allin. CM Punk's first wrestling match since he signed with the WWE, apparently. Mm-hmm. Or if you want to say 7 years ago, depending on which one he feels like. And in the main event, which should not be the main event, it should be CM Punk versus Darby Allin, just because it's in Chicago and all that shit. But the championship got to go last. Kenny Omega versus Christian Cage in the singles match for the AEW World Championship. I think here's the thing about this pay-per-view. Before I pass it over to you, here's the thing about this pay-per-view. This should be as predictable as fuck. I don't see Christian Cage beating Kenny Omega championship. Don't. I don't see Britt Baker losing the championship. I don't see Miro losing to Eddie Kingston. I don't. The Chris Jericho MJF match can go either way because Chris Jericho won all of those matches to get this match with him, just to lose it, and then Chris Jericho like, nah, fuck that. I want to fight again. And I'll put my career on the line. MJF should win this.
Yeah.
I think MJF should be champion. He should have been champion. But I think this is a championship match for him. But I am excited to, like, when I watch this tonight, because I'm going to watch it. Just like people who decide to keep their vaccination status private. I've decided to keep how I'm going to watch this private because it's a personal decision for me. But I'm going to watch it tonight. I'm excited to see CM Punk and Darby Allin. I want to see CM Punk wrestle now. I want to see how this goes because I'm not going to lie. On Wednesday, when the 2.0 and the Daniel Garcia nigga came out, I was not impressed with what I saw from I've been saying like, yo, I want to see him punch somebody. Well, he did. And I came away from it like, oh shit, I'm gonna have to see how this shit look. But I am excited to see CM Punk at the crib because CM Punk in Chicago was better than CM Punk anywhere else in the world. I'm excited to see the Young Bucks and Lucha Brothers in a cage. I am excited to see Miro and Eddie Kingston. I'm not really excited to see. I'm really not excited to see a lot of other shit after that, though. I'm not even gonna front. Not.
No doubt.
But it's good. But it's it's good fodder. It's good to see some of these things and all that stuff. So let's get it. That's what we're gonna be. It's gonna be. Yeah.
This question about All In because you're saying it is it is predictable, right?
Yeah.
And I understand what you're saying, but I know that you're also coming from the perspective of a wrestling fan who's been watching for over 30 years.
Right.
So what do you think it's for the casual wrestling fan that's back because there's more options than the WWE because now they have two now, right? It's not like 10, it's two. And what do you think is the perspective of just the people that are so pro AEW? Like, does it feel predictable to them, do you think?
See, man, the whole thing about that shit for me, when it comes to AEW is, and it's honestly, man, it's mainly because they give away too much free shit. They give away too much free shit. It's like, look at this match lineup. You just had Kenny Omega and Christian Cage for a title belt to kick off Rampage. What I'm gonna see different?
Right. Yeah. Okay. I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, like Britt Baker versus Chris Statlander. I like Chris Statlander. I like her. I don't think she's beating probably one of the most over females in wrestling right now. She's not. CM Punk, Darby Allin. I think CM Punk should be in a higher profile match, and this is no diss to Darby Allin, but a grudge match for me ain't how we start off CM Punk. I think it should be CM Punk versus Kenny Omega, and if you want to give it a dusty finish, give it a dusty finish. You don't have to Hulk Hogan and what his motherfucker get the title today, but if you want to finish it, get a dusty finish. I'm sorry. I know what CM Punk wants, but me as the casual viewer, I see CM Punk going up against a whole bunch of smaller wrestlers for a full year before he gets to a bigger one. Don't Cody Rhodes the situation, ladies and gentlemen. Just don't. I'm excited to see Miro versus Eddie Kingston because it feels new to me. Chris Jericho versus MJF does not feel not for me because I watched Jericho versus MJF in a match a couple of weeks ago, which was the finale of a series of matches to get to that point. To me, AEW gives away too much free shit. And since they give up too much free shit, it does not make what's going on special. It just does not. It does not make this special. And that is why when I look at this shit, I'd be like, okay. But because it's to the point where I know I'm gonna see some. I know I'm on TNT. Right. So why the fuck I'm gonna spend $50 tonight? Right. Like, why I'm gonna spend $50? Why?
Right.
What would be the point?
You've seen a good version of what's about to happen tonight.
Yeah. So it's like, all right, cool. We straight. Let me go ahead and do this free shit, and then we go from there. So that's my whole thing. Like that's really my whole thing. I know I'm going to see some dope shit on TNT, and it's gonna be title matches and all types of shit. And then let's keep it a buck here, fam. If I saw Kenny Omega and Christian Cage in a title match, I don't give a fuck what title it was, and Kenny Omega lost it, you can't tell me as a watch wrestling for now over 30 plus years that Kenny Omega gonna lose both titles in 3 weeks. So he gonna win. He gonna win. Britt Baker versus Chris Statlander. When you look at Britt Baker, they got Britt Baker trying to be a heel, which she can be. But you cheer the fuck out of Britt Baker every time she comes on. So you gonna have her lose to Chris Statlander? No. Like the only match on this card that really feels like main event status to me is Young Bucks and Lucha Brothers. Because the thing is, right, in the cage. And we've seen these, like when AEW first started, we saw the motherfuckers going back and forth against each other. But we ain't seen that shit in a while, so it feels new. We just seen each other kick each other ass to promote the fight, basically. But all this other shit, like, they give away too much free shit. And and that's my whole thing about them. Like, I get it, but they give up too much free shit. So it's hard for me to look at this and be, especially since motherfucker ain't paid for a goddamn pay-per-view in years, my nigga. I ain't paid for a pay-per-view since I had the I've paid $9.99 a month
Right, yeah.
So $9.90, they ain't shit. And then now that Peacock is on Comcast, I'm not paying for it. Because Peacock is free with Comcast. Mm-hmm. So I technically ain't paid for no pay-per-view since I had since the whole merger. I mean the sale of the WWE network to Peacock. So that's one. And then two, even if you go 99 times 12, that's half. That's more than half. I mean, so this pay-per-view tonight is $50. Mm-hmm. That's less than half of what I pay a year. I paid a year for the WWE network to watch all of that programming and get the pay-per-views. So why I'm gonna spend $50 to see basically what I've saw on free TV for?
Mm-hmm. Right.
When I'm not even paying for a pay-per-view for the WWE network, nigga, we spent how many years paying everything from $19.99 to $29.99 to $39.99 to $55.99 to 60 piece to $9.99 for HD?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Only to pay $9.99 a month, or now free if you got Comcast? Fam, now you mean to tell me I got to spend $50 to watch some shit that I basically seen on TNT? Mm-hmm. Nah. I mean, I'm going to watch it tonight, though. It's my choice how I watch it.
Right. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
But I'm going to watch it tonight. But that's my thing with AEW. It's like, yo, it's hard for me to anticipate a pay-per-view because I've seen the shit because y'all give it to me. It's like you meeting a girl and the girl giving you head every time you come over. You ain't even fucking. She giving you head. Why I gotta fuck you? If you giving me head all the time, I'm getting off with less work. Now you want me to work? I go work somewhere else. I mean, I'm still gonna get off, but I mean, hey, it is what it is. Like, and then you get mad. Then they get mad. Like, man, shit, that time I come over, you giving me something. Like, I ain't know I had to do that. Now you want to do it? All right, cool. Yeah, that's what AEW is to me. When I watch it, I always see something, whether it's some bullshit or not, because I saw some shit on AEW Dark yesterday while like trying to like catch up on some of this shit. I saw one of the worst matches I've seen in my life.
Yikes.
I was like, this match is bad. Ooh. But then I see some shit that I was like, all right, now that shit's dope. But if I look at AEW Rampage or just go back on demand and I see Christian Cage versus Kenny Omega for the title. Mm-hmm. Fuck, I want to see this shit in the... Why I want to see the same match just for a different title? Mm-hmm. That's like the Ultimate Warrior keeping the Intercontinental Championship, then going up against Ravisher Rick Rude at SummerSlam for the Intercontinental Championship, losing the Cage, and then go, you know what? I'll see you at Survivor Series though, and this time it's for the World Championship. Nigga, you ain't losing. We already know what the play is, and you're gonna be the last match too, nigga. I could leave. Like if I was at AEW tonight, like let's be real. If I was at AEW on Sunday, September 5th, and if they put that match last, I'm leaving at that match. I'm not staying to watch Kenny Omega versus Christian Cage. No, I already seen it. I already know what's gonna happen. Like a nigga, and the nigga like could call me and be like, "Man, you'll be surprised. What? Christian Cage won. He did. Yeah, he won. Oh, okay, cool. Well, all right, bet. Talk to y'all later. I saw it. It's not like a stipulation either. It's not like a cage match. It's not a last man standing match. Mm-hmm. It's like that's what AEW too. Like all of the stipulation matches that happen on free TV. Then you get to the pay-per-view and it's just a regular match. So, man, like, I mean, I'm gonna watch for podcast purposes and to see what happens, and then see CM Punk in Chicago. But it's just hard for me to get excited about a product where I see so much free shit. Vince McMahon to do that shit every once in a while. Like, he do that shit show, nigga. Triple H versus The Rock with Shawn Michaels. As the special guest, and Shawn Michaels super kicking The Rock. Big moment for the first SmackDown ever.
Right. Yeah. Facts.
You're not gonna get that shit 3 weeks in a row, and then that SummerSlam, go Triple H versus The Rock in a grudge match. Like, why in a grudge match, nigga? Like, this nigga just fought 3 times in the same match. Or 3 times in like a last man standing match, a falls count anywhere match, an Iron Man match, but then you get to the pay-per-view and it's just a grudge match. Like, no. Straight.
Shout out the grudge matches.
Yeah, shout out the grudge matches. So I mean, it is what it is.
They are for the transitional period though. They literally are.
Yeah, they are.
Not for pay-per-views. Never for pay-per-views.
Yeah, never for pay-per-views unless like it's the first match. But Kenny Omega versus Christian tonight. CM Punk back. Daniel Bryan is supposed to debut tonight, and like I said earlier, I hope when Bryan Danielson debuts, he is debuting as something else. Like, debut as Captain Planet. Come through with the beard and shit. Don't come through clean cut and just be like, just happy to be around wrestling fans for a change. Like, nah, don't do that. But this is the biggest night in this company's history. This is their big event, their biggest night. So even though we've said all of these things, as a wrestling fan, whether you watch AEW tonight or not, what do you feel this night means for wrestling in general, though?
I think, especially with the added star power and the potential added star power, it's a chance to really show that there are 2 brands that are coexisting. Like, and when I say 2 brands, I mean like 2 like federations. AEW and WWE mutually exclusive, and now trying to give us, the wrestling fan, 2 types of wrestling entertainment to enjoy. I think that's literally what this is. Everybody's started to become more vocal about what, and I'm sorry, I'm saying this from the people on the inside, like especially since the Chris Jericho Broken Skull session. Everybody's been very vocal about how it's not a competition. We're not trying to take the other one out. This is this over here, and that's that over there. And I think that's important, especially for the dumb fans that don't want more than one federation or more than one person to be successful. And I hope they succeed. Like, I'm working today, so I'm probably gonna miss that shit. But I'm gonna try to catch the recap, and I do like the fact that they're making it clear that it's no war, it's no point of trying to put somebody out of business. Like, the ill intent by Ted Turner and Eric Bischoff is why I'll never feel sorry for what happened to WCW and Vince McMahon surviving. Like, you just can't. Like,
right.
You can't get mad at the guy that survives that they was trying to take him out. Like, you can't be mad. So now I am glad that Khan and Cody and even Vince are like, hey, look, you know what? This is business. I'm here to do big business. We already a Billy up. Like, I'm not even like, motherfuckers ain't on my level, but it ain't even got to be about that.
Right.
You can check they shit out, and then you can check my shit out later this month, and we all good because my guys is over there now doing the shit that I want them to do over here anyway. So we all good. So hopefully tonight with the All In, the WrestleMania of AEW, people finally get it. Like, oh shit, okay, we got wrestling stars here, we got wrestling programming here, and it don't look like that over there, and that's okay. And
I'm with that, man. I'm with that. All right, so I gave my guarantee. Riddle will defeat Bobby Lashley to win the WWE Heavyweight Championship, and then gets turned on by Randy Orton, and then Randy Orton will become the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. So Riddle will also be a transitional champion, but a champion nonetheless. You got any guarantees, fam?
Man, I just really want to rewind back to my, I think it was my pre-WrestleMania guarantee when I said Miz and Morrison are going to break up.
You did.
And they kind of broke up for the same reason, but not really, because the world champ was not involved.
Yeah.
But with that, I do wonder what's going to happen with this. Obviously, it does make sense for the Miz to be the heel and Johnny Drip Drip to be the face. However, and I think the match with Omos was a litmus test. I don't think the WWE Universe is invested in that breakup.
No, they're not. I can tell you right now. No, they're not. And to keep it a buck, I think they're not invested because the Miz wasn't turned on.
Yeah.
Like the Miz wasn't the victim here. John Morrison was the victim. And I don't think that the WWE... Right, and it's happened already. It seems one of those things where it's happened already. Like the Miz turned on John Morrison, and then they gave you a great, like after they gave you a great New Year's Eve matchup. Mm-hmm. This, remember, who's going to be the Marty Jannetty of the group?
Yeah.
And both of them like, I'm not going to be Marty Jannetty. You're going to be like, that was something.
Yeah.
So when it happens again, it's the same thing that happens. And I also think the WWE Universe Tiny Drip Drip is corny.
Yeah.
And the WWE needs to watch Impact and Lucha Underground. Mm-hmm. Johnny Morrison, Johnny Mundo, he was something outside of the WWE.
Yeah, for sure.
Dope ass matches with some of the people that's inside of your building right now. Like if you watch that, matter of fact, if you watch that episode of the Smoking Skull sessions with Bobby Lashley said that they start pitching basically similar shit that him he did in Impact, but they was worried that somebody was gonna go back and be like, they did that shit in Impact. And no, we not doing that. Because the Hurt Business is the Beatdown Clan.
Yeah.
Bobby Lashley versus Drew McIntyre happened in Impact.
Yeah.
Go look. They're not going to do that with John Morrison.
Right.
But John Morrison had some dope ass matches with Drew Galloway and others as the Impact Wrestling Heavyweight Champion. And was killing in Lucha Underground. I just think they need to get away from this Johnny Drip Drip shit.
Yeah.
Like when he got serious and was like, yo, I'm gonna beat your ass, I was like, okay, maybe they're about to get away from it. And then he come back with Drip Drip in his head still.
Right. Yeah, man. So it's Oh,
and real quick. Also, I think they should have did it because apparently the Miz is supposed to be on Dancing with the Stars this season. So I think it would have made much sense if he would have fucked him up. If John Morrison would have fucked up the Miz, and then the Miz takes that ass whooping, go to Dancing with the Stars, do his thing, and then when all that shit is over with, then he comes back.
Yeah. Usually that's how things should go. Because I think the Miz is a certified heel. Like he's gonna draw his natural heat or natural love, no matter when he comes or goes, and that's a rarity. I don't think we highlight enough because he's also another guy that has just not left in the last 20 years now.
Yeah, he's.
You know what I'm saying? Like so I think. We're not invested in it because the bigger story is John Morrison turning on Miz and really turning the heat up and really getting into his bag, which we see flashes of it obviously a lot. throughout the last year since he's been back. A little over a year now, I think. But this breakup shouldn't have happened this way. The match with Omos let me know it's like, damn, this is kind of like a stalemate by two people, though, who I do think are going to receive really good pushes. And matter of fact, I'll say this. You know what my guarantee is to make an official guarantee? Omos and Johnny Morrison will be two of the catalysts, along with Damian Priest, that make Raw into another show that people feel is top heavy and exciting. That's what I'm going to go Omos, Johnny Morrison, Damian Priest. Those are the three guys because they're going to be the three guys that we're not expecting to really overperform and outperform your AJs, your Bobbies, your Riddles, your Ortons, and Drews, but they're the guys that got to do it because that's going to make people look like, oh shit, you know what, Raw actually lit though. Let me check it out. So yeah, that's my guarantee.
Well, I think, and I'm gonna say this again. I think you are right on the money when it comes to to Raw. Right now, I think even the way that they had breakup is one of the reasons why you are right about Raw right now. But I'm just saying it again, man. Gotta apologize to Damian Priest, man. Gotta apologize to him because shit, that man is looking like a star, right? He is looking like a star, especially on a roster that is not being used correctly, as we would say. Even when used correctly, and even when used correctly, you still have to bring that out. And I think they had that with Damian Priest, man. The first would he be the first to start since like Pedro Morales or some shit?
That's a good. Yeah, you know what? Wait. Yeah, you said what? No, yeah, because Carlito. Yeah. Damn. So yeah, man. Unless there's somebody of descent
that we didn't know. It was a Yoko's like soon out this motherfucker. Like,
yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Thought you was Chinese. I thought you was Japanese all this time. When you become Samoan?
Yeah,
when did you become the first Samoan? How did the Japanese character become the first Samoan heavyweight champion?
Right. So yeah.
All right, man. Close us out then.
All right. Well, thank you guys. As always for checking us out. Even you, Creepy Dolls Play.
Let's answer those questions real quick. Yeah, what's your biggest fear?
My biggest fear is dying broke. How about that? That's my biggest fear.
That's mine too.
Okay.
That's mine too. I don't want to go and my kids are hip hopped. I don't want to go fund me for shit.
Yeah. No, absolutely not. That can't happen.
Who's your favorite rapper? Mine's Benny Siegel.
Mine is easy. Nas.
There you go.
You don't tune into us at all.
Right.
But it's all good. We appreciate the question.
So we got a biggest fear. And what's your worst nightmare?
Worst nightmare. Let me see. Worst nightmare. Probably getting an incurable STD.
I almost said the word, but it wouldn't be good for this pod to even reenact what I said at your crib.
Oh, it's not say.
Yeah. So, what's my slur? Somehow slur? I'll use slur for that. What's your worst nightmare? I'll just keep it from a dream sequence. Like when I was 6 or 7 years old, I used to have like paralyzing dreams. Like sleep paralysis and paralysis, and like it'd be like Freddy Krueger about to attack me and shit.
Oh shit! If we're using real nightmares,
yeah, I'm gonna use real nightmare for my shit.
I used to have nightmares about dying in car crashes.
Oh shit! Did you look it up?
No, I started wearing my seatbelt and I stopped having them. Like literally, look, it was like 2005, and I kept having these nightmares about.
Wait! You was having them? Wait a minute! In 2005.
Yeah, no, yeah, but when I had my green Cherokee. Yeah,
So we was in Atlanta. You was having them dreams, like.
shoot, before then.
Shit.
No, I started wearing my seatbelt before then. I literally had one where I was trapped in the ditch after getting ran off the road on Highway 20, and my cousin Jacinda drove by me. I don't know why she was in the dream or the nightmare, but she drove by me, and I had another one. I kept dying in car accidents, and I think, yeah, no, not even I think. I know every time I die, I didn't have my seatbelt on. So I was so scared at the last one when I seen my own funeral that I buckled up just to go down the street. And I never took off my seatbelt since then, and I've never had a nightmare about dying in car crashes since that time. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I didn't think about that. Yeah, not yeah. What is your worst nightmare? That's definitely it. Yeah, because that actually happened like in sequence.
Okay. Alright. Yeah, mine is the Freddy Krueger shit. Like, I was 6 years old, and like, literally, I'd be in the bed like, and then you know what? Part 4, where Kristen jumps in that jumps, like, you know, and then she ends up in the fire and shit. That's how the shit will start. It's like, motherfucker, she would jump, and then Freddy be like, it's fresh meat, and then like I'll wake up, oh shit, like, man, what the fuck? Thank God, because motherfucker was about to get me. And do you like games? I don't think. Oh, Resident Evil 2 was the scariest game that I ever played, and I used to play that shit at night, with the light off on the PlayStation. That shit was, yeah, for at that age, at that time, wasn't for the faint of heart. But yep. Like, I do like scary games. Resident Evil 2, scariest game that I ever played.
I like scary games. I used to buy some. I had Resident Evil. I had a game called Manhunt. It's a Rockstar game. I don't know if y'all remember that.
I forgot about Manhunt. Manhunt was dope.
Yeah, that shit was pretty wild. I bought something else. And no joke, I was in my late 20s then. But I was playing on the 360 too, I believe. And I jumped and almost fucked up my whole fucking screen when this like Baphomet or something flew at the fucking screen. I don't know what it was, but it just scared the shit out of me. I was like, "Oh fuck!" And I almost tore my fucking 360 up.
Hey man.
So yeah.
Other than that, the scariest game that Camp has ever played was SmackDown versus me. All right, close us out.
Well, no, not really. I was gonna say it was I was contracted. It is what it is. You know, with his
fuck is you beating me with this shit? Fuck is you beating me for?
J.R. Banger's really good at making makeshift characters that win with like average ass moves. I've never seen anything like that in my life.
Fuck is you beating me with a leg drop for? But get out my room.
I never even
kicked me out the room.
This
nigga kicked me out the room.
I can tell you this, ladies and gentlemen, you'll never play a WWE or a wrestling game in general. Put it on Legend. And then they beat you with the fucking Boston Crab, and it's not their move. Like Rick Martel on Royal Rumble didn't beat you with the Boston Crab as many times as J.R. Bang did that night. So hell yeah, I kicked the fuck out my room. That was some bullshit. I don't have time for this. I had to go to work the next day. It was complete bullshit. I like when he tells a story because I'm going to stand on it forever. Like, hey, bro, get the fuck out of here. Like, what is this? I lost to the fucking armbar and I lost to the fucking Boston Crab. I don't understand why this is happening. There's obviously a glitch or some code that you're throwing in to where, like, you're not even using signature moves and I'm losing matches. Like, this ain't even in the time where the game where you have to, like, mash all the buttons and hit the dial. No, you just got to hit X 6 times and get up. And I couldn't get up. Or I was submitting. And the ref ain't even asking me. Yeah, it was complete bullshit. And I'm glad he gets a laugh out of it because I'll never apologize for it. I'll never, ever fucking apologizing for it because he knows the fucking vibes. But you all for tuning into the show this week. We definitely appreciate your likes, comments, your shares, your banter, all of it, man. It's always greatly appreciated. We love doing the show. It makes us even happier when we know that you enjoy us doing the show. And we will not stop for quite a long time, man. So if you ever want to talk about wrestling in an unconventional way, you do so by checking out the First Black Channel podcast. Cam, bang.
Oh, man.
We are out.